High in the frigid peaks of the Himalayas, two extraordinary figures met for a discussion. One was the mighty eagle Garuda, the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. The other was a sage named Kakbhushundi, who had taken the form of a crow. During their exchange, Kakbhushundi claimed to have witnessed the events of the Ramayana not just once, but 11 different times, a revelation that left the powerful Garuda in total disbelief. These were not simple replays. He described 11 distinct timelines, each with unique variations on the epic. He further watched the Mahabharata play out 16 times with different results, and the Dakshayaga twice, which unfolded the exact same way both times. While these concepts parallel modern multiverse theory, the Sanskrit text describes these shifting timelines as a standard feature of the cosmic order. This leaves a significant question entirely unanswered. How did a being capable of navigating the vast reaches of time and space end up inhabiting the body of a common bird? Thousands of years earlier in Ayodhya, the crow was a human, a learned man whose deep devotion was matched only by his arrogance. While he worshipped Lord Shiva with intensity, he held a fierce aversion to Lord Rama, refusing to acknowledge him despite his own guru's insistence that Shiva himself revered Rama. This arrogance eventually led to a confrontation. While meditating in a temple, the young man chose to ignore his guru as he entered, failing to offer the traditional signs of respect due to a teacher. Lord Shiva, incensed by this disrespect, cursed the disciple to instantly transform into a snake and live within the hollow of a tree. The guru's prayers for mercy eventually moved Shiva to modify the punishment. The disciple would now undergo a cycle of 1,000 different animal births, lives that would be free from physical pain. Only after completing these 1,000 lives would he be reborn as a Brahmin named Bhushundi, and he would do so while retaining the memory of every single past birth. This long journey through the animal kingdom served as a corrective measure, stripping away the student's ego by forcing him to experience life from its most humble perspectives. When he was finally reborn as Bhushundi, he sought out the sage Lomasa at his remote hermitage, eager to hear the tales of Lord Rama that he had once rejected. However, the two clashed. Lomasa insisted on teaching that God was a formless, shapeless entity, while Bhushundi refused to listen to anything other than the physical stories of Rama. Frustrated by this stubbornness, Lomasa cursed Bhushundi to take the form of a crow, believing the bird's nature matched the student's opinionated attitude. But instead of reacting with anger, Bhushundi accepted the curse with grace. He began chanting Rama's name and prepared to leave without a word of protest. Shiva intervened the moment the curse was accepted, leading Lomasa to realize his mistake and apologize. Lord Rama himself then appeared to the humble crow. By demonstrating that he no longer valued his status or physical form over his devotion, Kakbhushundi passed the final test, turning a moment of degradation into his ultimate path forward. Lord Rama granted the crow the ability to transcend space and time, allowing him to exist beyond the standard constraints of a single life. Kakbhushundi remained in the Himalayas as a truly immortal being, content to keep his crow form as he watched the ages pass. From his vantage point, time does not function as a straight line. It warps and connects at the ends, forming a rotating circular loop where history repeats itself. These repeating cycles, known as kalpas, become a spiral of loops, each with the varying details Kakbhushundi described. He was only granted this perspective after his ego had been completely dissolved through 1,000 births. He had to stop seeing himself as the center of the story before he was permitted to see the entire design. Ultimately, his journey suggests that the true nature of the universe only becomes visible when the observer lets go of their own self-importance. Kakbhushundi could witness every version of the epic because he was no longer trying to be the hero of just one.